I think that this film made clear that the refusal to give a get is the ultimate form of domestic abuse. The problem is that most of the time you can't predict beforehand who will become a victim of domestic abuse in general and a victim of get refusal. What we do know is that in Israel, 1 out of every 3 couples that get married, unfortunately, get divorced. In America, in the general populace, it's 50% already. I don't know what it is amongst Jews, amongst Orthodox Jews. But it's much too much. But the problem within that is that certainly here in Israel, and here in Israel, this applies to every Jewish person who gets married, whether they're Orthodox or whether they're atheist, because all Jews getting married in Israel are married under Orthodox auspices, the Beit Din Rabbani. So all of them, even the biggest Am Haaretz, as you can say, the minute he steps into the Beit Din Rabbani, and that's the only way to go, by law, by civil law, if you want to get divorced in Israel. So remember, 1 out of every 3 couples is going to walk through the doors of the Beit Din Rabbani. They're going to hear the Beit Din Rabbani, in essence, say to the husband, do you agree to give your wife a get? What is it going to take? So even just with the question, do you agree to give your wife a get, lies the insinuation, the clear insinuation, even to the biggest Am Haaretz, as I say, that he's asking me if I agree. Why should I agree? That means I don't have to agree. Let's see what happens if I don't agree. So the husbands very, very quickly understand that they don't have to agree to give their wives a get. I'm going to say something that you have to concentrate on. In a regular court, forget about Jews, forget about marriage, in a regular court, when you go to a criminal court and there's a bank robber there, or if you have 2 neighbors that are fighting and the judge rules, those rulings change reality. If the judge says to the bank robber, you are now sentenced to 10 years, he will find himself in jail for 10 years. If he says to the 2 neighbors that are fighting, you broke his fence, you have to pay him 10,000 shekel, 10,000 shekel will be removed from one neighbor's bank account and put into the other neighbor's bank account. The judge's ruling changes reality. Our judges, our dayanim, the rabbinical court's judges, they can make a ruling, even if they do it within a month, not 10 years like in Leslie's case, but even if they do it in a month, let's say they rent, and they say, you must divorce your wife in whatever version of words they use. We obligate you, we coerce you, we recommend that you divorce your wife. It's a mitzvah to divorce your wife. Whatever way they say it, so they said it. They have not changed reality. Because in essence, the husband is more powerful, not more powerful than the wife. That's a given. He's more powerful than the Beit Din. He's more powerful than the judges. And that's underlying the entire problem. Because everybody knows it. The dayanim know it. The man knows it. The woman knows it. That changes everything. The recalcitrant husband, the get refuser, does not fear the dayanim. Even the get refuser that goes through the lengthy process of get refusal for many, many years, till the dayanim get so sick of him that they pack him off to jail, which is what happened with Leslie's husband, right? It took 10 years for them to decide to send him off to jail. Even that man that sits in jail can sit, and I've seen this with my own eyes, and laugh at the Rabbanim, because being in jail and sending him off to the jail does not free the woman. He is still in jail. He's solitary confinement, more powerful than the woman. So, how does a prenuptial agreement help this? A prenuptial agreement, whether you use in the United States the prenuptial agreement of the Beit Din of America, or in Israel or elsewhere internationally, the Heskem Hadadi, well, thank you for the commercial, for the advertisement, the Heskem Hadadi, it can be found free of charge on the Council of Young Muslim Rabbis website in 5 languages: Hebrew, English, Russian, French, and Spanish. That prenuptial agreement, the agreement for mutual respect, stops the process dead in its tracks of get refusal. It stops it on day one because it's a long psychological process. You can't stop people from divorcing. You also cannot prevent the pain that is natural, that one feels when he or she is asked for a divorce. But what you can stop is the evolution, the very fast-paced evolution of that pain turning into anger, then turning into rage, then turning into vindictiveness, then turning into get refusal over my dead body. That is stopped by a simple instrument. You know what that instrument is? Money. V'akesef yaneh et hakol. That's what Shlomo Melech said in Kohelet. And in America, what do we say? We say, money talks. What happens is that the first day that a woman or a man, it's completely mutual because both men and women have the problem here in Israel. And though the woman's problem is more severe, they both have a problem of get refusal, of potential get refusal. So the minute that one spouse lets the other one know that I want to live apart and I want to put into effect the conditions that we signed in the prenuptial agreement before we got married, the clock starts ticking. And there's a period of time that the one who is asked for a divorce has time to get used to the idea. And what does he do? He runs to his lawyer and he shows him the prenuptial agreement. He shows him a letter of notification. And do you know what his lawyer says to him? His lawyer, I emphasize, not his wife's lawyer who's battling against him, the lawyer that he chose to evaluate the situation and tell him what's in his best interest, that he paid money to consult with him. What does his lawyer say to him? He says, Habibi, you better give a get as soon as possible, because otherwise you're going to be out of pocket a lot of money comes around 6 months' time. So you have to give a get, and you have to do it within 6 months. Take me to represent you, and I'll negotiate the best deal possible for you. His own lawyer is telling him, you have to give a get in his own best interest. So his pain is real. He's already probably angry, but his focus has changed. And he says, what? I'm not going to pay off that, etc., that woman who has left me. She's not going to see a penny from me. She wants, in 6 months' time, $1,500 a month, or half of my income, whichever one is higher. She thinks she's going to get that out of me. I'm going to show her. I'm going to give her a gift.